Imagine this. You wake up early, the sun peeks through your curtains, and you prepare your breakfast. Fresh blueberries sprinkled generously over a bowl of yogurt and honey. You smile, thinking, I'm doing something good for my eyes. But here's the surprising truth. What's in that same bowl might actually be stealing away the very eye benefits you're hoping for. Just like a beautiful painting can be ruined by the wrong frame, the healing power of blueberries can be dulled, or even cancelled, when paired with the wrong foods. Let us begin with the simple truth that nature always leaves clues for those willing to look closely. Blueberries, with their deep indigo skin, are not just pleasing to the eye. They carry a silent message about the power they hold. That color comes from anthocyanins, the pigments that give them their remarkable antioxidant strength. For the human body, especially for those who have crossed the age of 60, these compounds act as quiet guardians for the eyes, standing against the slow march of degeneration. The body, like a temple that has withstood many seasons, needs more care as the years pass. The eyes, being among the most delicate parts of that temple, require steady nourishment. When we speak of age-related eye challenges, blurry vision, reduced night clarity, or the creeping shadow of macular degeneration, blueberries stand out as one of nature's most loyal allies. They protect tiny capillaries in the retina, improve blood flow to eye tissues, and neutralize free radicals before those unstable particles can cause harm. But here lies a subtle truth many overlook. The medicine is only as effective as the way it is delivered. A single healthy choice can be undone when surrounded by poor companions. There is a saying, a wise man does not only choose the right path, he also avoids the wrong crossroads. In the same way, eating blueberries is a good choice, but pairing them with certain foods can turn the path toward health into one of diminished returns. Just as clean water loses its purity when poured into a muddy cup, the power of blueberries can be diluted when we let sugar, heavy, processed foods or certain combinations share the plate. Consider the common sight at breakfast tables. A bowl of brightly colored cereal or granola, crunchy and sweet, with a handful of blueberries sprinkled on top. It looks healthy, and the first spoonful is often accompanied by the thought, I'm starting my day right. Yet, in truth, the body experiences a sharp rise in blood sugar almost instantly after eating refined cereals. This spike triggers oxidative stress, which attacks the same tiny blood vessels in the eyes that blueberries are meant to protect. The antioxidants in the berries fight bravely, but they are overwhelmed, like a few raindrops falling onto a wildfire. An elder once told his grandson, do not place your strongest soldier in a battle where he is outnumbered 1,000 to 1. This is what happens when we pair blueberries with processed sugars. The anthocyanins are the soldiers, the sugar is the overwhelming enemy force. In such a war, even the most capable warrior will fall. For seniors, this is even more crucial. Because the eyes no longer recover as quickly as they once did. Every small injury from oxidative stress builds upon the last, slowly clouding vision over the years. It is not just the sugar itself, but the speed with which the body receives it. Processed grains and refined carbohydrates break down quickly, rushing into the bloodstream like an unexpected flood. In that chaos, insulin surges, inflammation rises, and the calm environment blueberries need to work their quiet magic disappears. Think of it as planting a rare, healing flower in the middle of a noisy market. It simply cannot blossom in such a place. Now let us turn to another pairing that many believe is harmless, even luxurious. Blueberries with heavy cream, full-fat yogurt, or ice cream. The logic is understandable. A sweet fruit and a creamy texture make for a comforting combination. But beneath the surface, another quiet sabotage is taking place. Saturated fats, especially in excess, can slow circulation, reducing the steady blood flow the eyes rely on for nourishment. Without this flow, nutrients, even those from blueberries, cannot reach the retinal tissues effectively. Worse still, certain proteins in dairy can bind to the polyphenols in blueberries, making them less available for absorption. Imagine sending an important letter, only to have it wrapped in so many layers that the recipient cannot open it. The message is there, but it never reaches its destination. This is what happens when beneficial compounds are locked away by the wrong food pairing. They pass through the body without leaving their full benefit behind. There is a story of a traveler who carried precious medicine across a desert to heal a sick village. On his way, he accepted a gift from a stranger, a heavy sack of stones. By the time he reached the village, the medicine had spoiled from the delay. He had been slowed by the weight he chose to carry. In the same way, the blueberries carry medicine for the eyes. But when weighed down by heavy fats or proteins that trap their goodness, they cannot arrive in time to do their work. For those in their 60s and beyond, circulation is already less efficient than it was in youth. The body moves more slowly, digestion is more deliberate, and nutrient absorption can be less complete. Adding obstacles in the form of poor pairings only makes the journey harder. The result is not immediate blindness or dramatic loss, but a slow erosion, like a coastline worn down by years of gentle waves. One may not notice the change day to day, but over the years, the shoreline is not where it once was. The wisdom here is not to remove all pleasures, or to treat every meal as medicine alone. Rather, it is to be intentional. A bowl of blueberries can do more for your eyes when paired with foods that respect and amplify their power. Plain oats, raw nuts, chia seeds, or even leafy greens. In such company, their anthocyanins are not fighting an uphill battle. They are supported, carried, and delivered to the places that need them most. One could say, a friend who walks with you in the same direction doubles the distance you can travel. Foods work the same way. Choose companions for your blueberries that walk in the same direction toward health, and your eyes will thank you in the seasons ahead. When you next reach for blueberries, pause for a moment and imagine the journey they will take within your body. Will they walk a clear, open road? Or will they struggle through crowds and obstacles? In that choice lies the difference between food that simply passes through you and food that becomes part of your ongoing vision and vitality. The eyes, after all, are not just organs, they are storytellers. They hold the last sunset you watched with your spouse, the first steps of your grandchild, the words on the pages you still love to read. Protecting them is not merely about nutrition. It is about guarding the way you continue to experience life. Blueberries can be among your greatest allies in that mission, but only if you allow them the right company. And so, the path becomes clear. Respect the gift, remove its enemies, and give it companions that help it reach the heart of its purpose. In this way, even the smallest berry can play a role in keeping your world bright, detailed, and full of color. No matter how many seasons you have seen, there is an old saying, the smallest drop of ink can stain a whole jar of water. In the same way, the smallest choice in our meals can shape the health of our bodies. Blueberries, with their deep wisdom hidden in color and form, are like a healing drop in our daily life. But even this gift can be clouded when we unknowingly mix it with foods that work against it. Among these quiet saboteurs are certain iron-rich red meats when eaten in the same meal. Red meat is not an enemy in itself. It carries protein, strength, and warmth for the body, but within it lies a form of iron known as heme iron. In moderation, iron feeds the blood. Yet, too much in the wrong moment can feed something else: oxidative stress. When heme iron meets the anthocyanins in blueberries, a chemical reaction quickens the breakdown of those protective compounds. It is like bringing a wise elder to a council meeting, only to have their voice drowned out by the loudest speaker in the room. The wisdom is present, but it is not heard. For the eyes, especially in our later years, oxidative stress is like a slow, burning candle in a room without windows. It consumes the light without us noticing until the shadows take over. The macula, the center of our vision, is most vulnerable. This is the part of the eye that lets you read, recognize faces, and see fine details. Once it weakens, the world begins to blur at its center, leaving only the edges. This is not an instant loss, but a slow fading, and the wrong food pairings can speed this process without our awareness. A story comes to mind of a gardener who planted a rare flower that only bloomed at night. He tended to it carefully, watering it each evening. But one night, his neighbor brought a lamp too close, thinking it would help. The heat from the lamp caused the delicate petals to close before they could open. His care was genuine, but the result was loss. In the same way, pairing blueberries with certain foods may seem harmless, but the unseen reactions can rob the eyes of the protection they were meant to receive. The guidance here is not to remove meat entirely, but to give blueberries their own stage. When you wish them to work for your eyes, eat them between meals or alongside foods that lift their voice instead of silencing it. Leafy greens, seeds, or lightly cooked whole grains. Allow the body to absorb their gifts without interference, so they can move through your bloodstream and reach the eyes unchallenged. Now, another subtle thief of blueberries' benefits hides in plain sight. Those soft, golden pastries, muffins, and cakes that so often carry the word blueberry in their name. We see them on bakery shelves and feel a small burst of joy. The smell is warm, the appearance inviting, and the idea comforting. I am enjoying something healthy in the form of a treat. But much like a mask hides a face, these baked goods hide their truth. The blueberries inside are few, often processed, and stripped of their vitality. Around them is a fortress of refined flour, sugar, and oils that work against eye health. Refined flour acts quickly in the body, breaking down into glucose that rushes into the blood. Sugar, too, joins in this race. Together they form a wave that collides with delicate blood vessels in the eyes, damaging them over time. Trans fats, often found in such pastries, add another layer of harm, creating inflammation that slows the healing process and weakens circulation. For the blueberry, it is like being placed in a dark, airless room, unable to breathe, unable to act. There was once a fisherman who kept a golden fish in a bucket of water, believing it would bring him good fortune. But each day he added a pinch of salt to the bucket, thinking it might keep the water fresh. Over time, the fish grew weaker, until it could no longer swim. The fisherman did not realize that his small, daily habit was slowly ending the very gift he wanted to protect. So it is with pairing blueberries with unhealthy pastries. The intention is good, but the choice slowly drains away the strength you hope to keep. For those over 60, the body's sensitivity to such foods is higher. Digestion slows, blood sugar regulation becomes less efficient, and the eyes recover more slowly from small injuries. This means each spike of sugar or rush of unhealthy fats leaves a mark that takes longer to fade. The result is not only a loss of the blueberry's benefit, but an increase in the very damage we are trying to prevent. If one must enjoy baked goods, let them be made with whole grains, minimal sugar, and healthy oils. Better still, enjoy fresh blueberries in their natural form, where every bite is alive with nutrients, free to travel the body unbound. Pair them with foods that share their mission. Almonds for healthy fats, oats for slow energy, or even dark leafy greens for an added layer of antioxidant defense. These companions move together like travelers on the same road, supporting each other's journey. The path of health in later years is less about strict rules and more about conscious combinations. A wise cook knows that certain flavors and textures enhance one another, while others clash. The same is true within the body. Foods can be friends or foes depending on how we bring them together. Blueberries are like a skilled healer. They work best in peace, not in the middle of conflict. Imagine your next meal as a meeting of allies. Who will you invite to the table with your blueberries? Will they be the kind who listen, support, and add their strength to the cause? Or will they be the kind who speak over them, leaving their message unheard. This choice is not small. It shapes the light in your eyes, the clarity of the faces you love, and the sharpness of the world around you. The teachings are simple. Let blueberries stand beside foods that share their purpose, and let them walk their path without the weight of those that hold them back. In this way, the gift they carry will arrive at its destination, your eyes, intact and strong, ready to protect the beauty of the world you still wish to see. Your eyes are the windows to your independence, your memories, and your joy in seeing the faces you love. Blueberries can be one of your strongest allies in protecting that gift, but only if you let them work freely. Pair them with nuts, oats, or leafy greens. Enjoy them fresh or frozen without sugar-laden companions. Let every blueberry you eat be like a shield, guarding your sight for the years ahead. Remember, it's not just what you eat. It's what you eat it with that keeps your vision clear and your life vibrant.